Today we are going to be looking at how to create your own custom Quiplash games in both Quiplash 2 and 3. Make your own is a great experience that was easier to put together than I thought. So here it goes. Quiplash 2 can be found in either the Jackbox Party Pack 3 or standalone in the Quiplash 2 InterLASHional version, with Quiplash 3 being able to be found in the Jackbox Party Pack 7. I will explain creating a custom game using Quiplash 2, but will then transition to Quiplash 3 to show a feature that has improved over Quiplash 2. And be sure to stay to the end for some additional tips to get the most out of your game. First off is putting the questions together. From the menu, select Make Your Own, and from here you can either create a new episode or load an existing one that you have made. Switching over to phone view, you can see that my previous episode is here. I created a holiday one, but I'm going to create a new one using the same questions. You'll be prompted to enter the name of your episode, and after that, you will start to fill in the prompts. As the leader, you are able to either show or hide the prompts for everyone, as well as yourself. Now this little icon down in the bottom corner can have everyone else keeping the host honest with no peeking if you'd like. Anyone else that is signed into the room can also add prompts. So you can create your own game ahead of time, or have everyone contribute prior to starting the game. As well, you can see how many other prompts have been added from your phone screen. Generally, you'll want at least 16 prompts for your main game if you have 8 participants. A possibly easier way to set up the game is to have a pre-populated list of questions that can easily be input using Jackbox on your computer browser. So in this case, I have a list populated in Excel, and by logging in by yourself, you can just start copying and pasting. Easy peasy. Look in the video description to find the prompts that I used to put this tutorial together. Now that I've covered the first 2 rounds, what about the finals? Well, this is where Quiplash 2 and 3 differ when creating your own. For Quiplash 2, everyone gets the same prompt and gets one of the following 3 last lash prompt types: AcroLash, Comic Lash, or Word Lash. I will leave the descriptions on the screen for just a moment so you can review them. Players will then give points to their top choices. Unfortunately, there is no way to have a custom final question, and you will be playing with a random prompt in the final round. This can kind of throw things off if there's a theme to your game. So let's switch over to Quiplash 3 now, and see how that's done with custom Final Thriplash prompts. A Thriplash prompt is a question that will require 3 answers, so we can use these holiday prompts as examples. Thriplash questions in Quiplash 3 are also different as you go head to head rather than everyone sharing the same prompt. When making a Quiplash 3 episode, you can easily switch between regular and Thriplash prompts, and here's the icon here so you can tell that this was input to be a question that requires 3 answers. And to play the game, you will be prompted to leave, and then you rejoin using a new room code, and you can see that this is the custom game because the name and creator are on the side here. If you want, you can publish your episodes and can share the code for its use. But in order to do this, you will need to agree to a terms and service, and once published, you will not be able to go back and edit. Whereas if you don't publish, you can continue using your own episode and edit to your heart's content. Now you're ready to put together your episode. But a few extra things I wanted to mention before the end of the video. There is a way that you can get your prompts a little more personal. You might have seen earlier in the tutorial this formatting for ANYPLAYER. Typing this into a question will slot one of the player's names that is playing into the question, which can provide some very funny responses. Safety Quips are available in created games, but allowing the game to answer for you, it will very likely not be related to the question and will look very out of place. So, look to avoid using them if you can. Also note for custom games that Schmitty does not read out the questions, so you might want to review the questions ahead of time so you can read them out before the answers show up on screen. Last thing I will touch upon is the minimum amount of questions for the episode you should look to have depending on your player total. For Quiplash 2 and 3, the first 2 rounds you will need 2 questions for each player. So 6 questions for 3 people, 8 questions for 4 people, etc. All the way up to 16 for 8 people. But then in Quiplash 3, you need Thriplash questions for the last round. And you will need 2 for 3 or 4 players, 3 for 5 or 6, and 4 Thriplash prompts for 7 or 8 players. And that is it! Hope you found this video informative, and if you have, please consider liking the video, and I hope you have fun with your next custom Quiplash game.